Hey guys, I'm Eric, and they are
Super Sirens!
And this is Retro Gaming Nerds. On this great, exciting, fun-filled episode, these girls are going to combat in the awesome game, Armored Ambush. Alright guys, so as we have said, we're playing Armored Ambush, but not really we, them. They are going to war in their tanks of destruction, taking on one another to determine who will be victorious. Which one will it be? Hillz or Ray? Only one will find out today. So let's go. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Are you ready?
Totally.
Let's get it on! Alright, you gals ready to play some Armored Ambush?
Woo!
Alright. Kick it off.
Oh gosh.
Now, as I said at the beginning of the episode, Armored Ambush was released by M-Networks for the Atari 2600 and for the Intellivision gaming console. Basically, if you're familiar with combat for the Atari 2600, it's the same game. Pulling back on the joystick allows you to switch between the two tanks that each team is given. Pushing forward, left, and right gives you control of the tank, and of course the fire button allows you to shoot. As you can see, Hillz is having some problems deciding which tank is the most appropriate fashion statement of the year. That was a horribly sexist thing to say, I know. Now she seems to be deciding that this is the way to go. Ray has decided that sitting there is a great place as she notices she's making... Oh, she came out ahead and blew up Hillz. Run away! Run away! Oh, and tactics. Oh. Don't forget that the attacks on the tanks have a limited range, so it's one of those things where you want to outmaneuver your opponent and get in before they have a chance to actually shoot. As you see, hiding in the bushes has some benefit where it makes it harder to aim in on the person, but it also has the counterintuitive problem that it makes it difficult for the player to determine which way they're looking. So it looks like Ray won the first round there with 25-23. So go ahead and hit the red button again. Now, if you run into the water obstacles, it doesn't destroy your tank, but however, what it will do is slow you down. And you don't want to slow down, especially if you have somebody who claims they're not competitive, decides that, yeah, I'm going to blow your butt up. Oh, Hillz is getting the advantage now. Why'd she switch? Why'd she switch? Why'd she switch? Yay! She's on a roll now.
Oh
no. Everybody looks at Atari games like, oh, they're so simple. Look at how many buttons it doesn't have, and oh, a joystick. But really, the funny thing is that the games have a tendency to be a little more complicated than they lead on. That's one of the things that I kind of miss out on from the old days is there was so much innovation explored with such simple controls. Oh, she got a hit. She got a hit. She's trying to shoot herself now.
Oh, shit.
Remember, gun control. It's about knowing how to aim. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, it's neck and neck. Oh, it's over. 23-22. Ray is still in the lead with this one. Go ahead and hit that button again. Now, as we see on this map, it uses a road to go back and forth across the side of the screen, and then we got a river that is in a horrible spot where it makes it difficult, where you can either jump across and slow down horribly, or you use the road. One might slow you down, the other one's a long way around and opens you up for attack, so it's kind of hard to decide where you're going. So ladies, what do you think so far while you're attacking and killing each other? Isn't this like exciting?
Riveting.
Sass.
The kids today, they just don't get it, you know? They don't understand where us old people come from with our, games. They got their fancy multi-million button controllers, and they stand in front of a camera and wave their arm and they blast lasers. Back when I was a kid, we had to go up hills and snow, to get to the arcade. Of course, you believe that, you'll believe anything.
I'm just doing bread now.
It looks like Ray is in the lead on this one.
Turn.
Oh! I think we're seeing the competitive side of Hillz coming out. No, I think it's Ray that's being dominant on this one, showing her mastery of artillery.
I'm a pacifist, thank you.
As she's destroying her best friend.
Horrible noise.
All right, let's go one more round. We're not going to finish the game, but we'll go one more round for the ultimate winner.
Why are you turning? I didn't say you could do that.
Oh, mutually assured destruction. Nice.
Go where I
So
want.
this is why this one's always my favorite, because combat, sure they'd had multiple different types of play on it and everything, but Armored Ambush offered just so much variety in the gameplay. I mean, the field offered strategy. Like I said, all the water hazards, slow your vehicle down. The bushes allowed you to hide. Granted, it made it difficult for you to, aim at times, but still. And then you had the buildings or the blocks in the way that
Just
would
run away.
make it difficult for you to get around. Oh, and look at that. Technically, Ray wins.
No.
Even though, well, let's see, in a way, Ray wins, but
No,
technically, Hillz dominated. All right.
Technically, we all win.
We all win, boys
We
and
all
girls.
had that experience.
I don't know if we're winners or losers. Anyway. All right, guys, so that was some fun-filled excitement, wasn't it? Oh, my God, the riveting excitement, the destruction, the mayhem, the loss of friendship. Yeah, maybe I'm going a little too far. I don't know. So, girls, what did you think of Armored Ambush?
Well, the storyline was really compelling, and the character development was just on point. And
I really felt
I felt
lost.
for my tank so much. Like,
I
when she
know.
blew it up.
it was a little too violent for me. I felt like covering my eyes at one point.
I know, the bloodshed. I mean, you saw body parts flying everywhere. The river of blood was the most impressive.
It was intense.
I know. You might need psychological therapy after this one.
Yeah,
I
would
needed
have to
that
agree.
before.
She
Even
might.
more so
She
now.
had this grin upon her face. I mean, she still does. She's got that glow in her eyes of, that
Murder.
bloodlust.
Murder,
I
yeah.
know. I feel
It
sorry
is an
for
issue.
you.
Blood orphans. I don't know what that is.
So, well,
It's like a
let's.
good game, though.
What did you guys think of the graphics?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was definitely for its time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a fun arcade type game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are simplistic in today's standards, and it's understandable because, well, we're talking about the Atari 2600 here.
Yeah,
but-
we're not going to compare Last of Us to this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not
That's
happening.
unfair. It's totally unfair to go that route.
I agree.
The sounds, what'd you think?
The sounds. Like,
Sounds are good.
great job,
Well,
guitar.
It is hard to get across realistic sounds. Now,
True.
I want to show my age for a moment. When I was a wee boy with his teddy bear at a local department store here in Falls City, Nebraska, we actually had an Atari 2600 kiosk set up. Well, I didn't, but they did. And I mean, literally, I was about 5, 6 years old. Long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Playing these games, I thought they were the most realistic sounds and graphics. I mean, it was lifelike to a 6-year-old. Nowadays, a 6-year-old goes and like, Dad, what's that? It's a block.
Well, now a 6-year-old is calling you very vulgar things over Xbox Live, so you know.
Yeah, so it's hard. It's not fair to say the sound. The sounds I always thought were pretty decent. I mean, it didn't have the
It sounded
typical,
like explosion.
Yeah.
it didn't have the
better.
typical pew pew sounds that everybody
Right.
makes fun of. It actually had a kind of thing
Right.
going, so it helped.
Yeah.
The controls, I mean, in this day and age, we're exposed to controls that have 2 joysticks, a D-pad, and 6 fire buttons. Well, technically, 4 fire buttons and 4 trigger buttons, but, you know, whatever works.
Because I'm used to, like, doing this, it was difficult to get used to.
Yeah.
I
Like I couldn't even move around for the first like whole round.
I didn't feel like I was able to turn properly.
Yeah, you go from complex controls knowing that if I do this with this button combination, I'm going to accomplish that goal. In this one, it's turn that way, and that's it.
Every time I fired, I felt like the tank turned on its
Yeah.
own.
Actually, it's not that you didn't feel that; it actually did.
Ah.
M-Networks, and that's one of these things I was talking about earlier while you guys were playing, is that there was a lot of innovation in these classic games that a lot of people today take advantage of. In the original Combat on Atari 2600 came out in the 70s, they didn't do that. You fired and it just sat there and you kept firing and then you're just done. And it got really annoying when somebody got the perfect angle.
You're right. And just kept shooting.
On
Right.
this one, M-Networks actually put in the fact that when you fire, your tank's going to move, because in real life, if you fire a tank, you know, we watch TV and we watch these movies where the tank goes bang and then it goes bang again. They don't ever show it moving, except, you know, boom, and then right back down, back to firing position. In real life, a tank fires, it shifts a little bit, and they're always doing trajectory corrections.
Makes
So
sense.
a game that's about 30 years old made that actually happen in the game. So it's quite impressive, again, that graphically and for, you know, the control scheme that they actually implemented it in there. But going between the 2 tanks and turning, and once you got the feel for it, did it feel a little bit more natural for you?
Yeah, it definitely got
The more
control,
rounds
yeah.
we played, the better it
Right.
was.
I noticed that in the first round you guys were just kind of like,
I can't go, and I'm just like switching between tanks and dying.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's like you guys were just like, go here, boom, 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 yeah. So it was great watching you guys go from like never heard of the game, and then go to like something that I was almost like, they might give me a challenge. So maybe
A few more rounds.
they might need a little more practice. So, did you guys have fun?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Did you like the game?
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'm bringing more retro to people every day. So, okay, guys, remember this has been a great game of Armored Ambush between the Super Sirens, Hillz, and Ray. You can find them on Facebook at where, girls?
Super Sirens cosplay.
Awesome. So follow them, like their stuff, and be nice, because cosplay does not equal consent.
Cosplay equals love. Non-touchy friendship love.
No touching! No touching!
No touching.
So guys, remember, I'm Eric, this is Retro Gaming Nerds, and we're playing more games on classic consoles. Stay tuned.